I'll probably try to do is just describe to you what kind of going on. I mean, you already watched the video already for yourself, so you already know the context already. So I don't really have to go into any detail, grand detail. But I will just play it.
Congratulations on In the Heights. It was a lovely musical. But as a black woman of Cuban descent, specifically from New York City, it would be remiss of me to not acknowledge the fact that most of your principal actors were light skinned or white passing Latinx people.
So yeah, the video is basically people is white passing then like only light skinned people. Now keep in mind he also directed the Asian movie. What's the name of it? Crazy Rich Asians. He also did that.
What?
He also did Crazy Rich Asians as well.
Really?
Yes, he did. Name is John Cho.
With that, what are your thoughts on the lack of black Latinx people represented in your film?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was something we talked about.
Well, you're with me with the hit, so you just had to like based on what it is you remember from the video itself.
Okay.
So he explaining to her that the representation. He just explained to her why it is.
And I needed to be educated about, of course. In the end, when we were looking at the cast, we tried to get the people who were best for those roles, and that's
people who best for the roles is what you just said.
People like Daphne or Dasha. But I hear you on, trying to fill those cast members with darker skin. I think that's a really good conversation to.
He's stumbling upon his words. To see how is a good conversation to have, to have more the representation that they're looking for.
That I didn't really get to see
myself. Yeah, I saw this part when she was saying that.
People that look like my siblings that are darker than me on screen, and I didn't realize how much that affected the limitations that I put on myself, being someone who wanted to be an artist and be an actress and even be in the Latin music industry, being Afro-Latina. I feel so blessed we get to express.
We could. Essentially, so.
And she did go on to say how the director did come on to say how it have like this guy who you seeing now who has stop on there now.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, he was there. He's a part of it, but he's not a leading. Not a leading role. It's only support, right?
Yeah.
But they were looking for a more leading. That was her argument. That was she went on to say. How we only support, even though we shoot the film to represent, the culture and all that stuff. So what say you?
If they want to make movies to just represent demographic, okay, so just pick up random actors who not good, people who have no experience, and just put them in the movie. How the movie do, but people are represented. Okay,
right.
That. However, money is being spent behind this. Some people that have money being spent now, unless it's somebody who from the culture who is financing it. Sure, they could spend their money and hire whoever they want to hire to look as representative as possible. But at the end of the day, if we go in based on merits and not by intersectionality, then you wouldn't. It's not to say that there aren't good Latin X actors who probably audition, and then also, do we know the number of Latin X persons to have audition? Do we have those numbers, or we just assuming that they or we assume that they assume that that the persons weren't picked. There are so much things
And the director
also-
did say they would pick the best person for the role. Now we could go back to the same argument that we had about the Resident Evil. We could go right back to that. You know, and as I say, if it is you're looking for certain specific types of people, according to the storyline, right? Like I would say, as I told somebody, I say if it is you have Black Panther, you would look for a black man
Yes,
for the
exactly.
story. That's the story, right? You wouldn't interview who better. You wouldn't let any random person into what you call it, audition for that.
Exactly. You would
No, you won't.
or you would only audition black actors. You won't consider a white man or Asian because
Right. So when
of
it
the
comes
said
to
character.
so watch me, they real talk we're doing here, dog. Real talk. Right. So the Crazy Rich Asians. It's not Asians. It's not people specific to that, culture. It's not specific the people who, if it's Chinese or whatever. Yes, it had different, but the main thing is for what the movie was about, right? In this one, let's say for example, to make a movie about Trinidad, would you expect it to have Indian and Afro-Trinidadians?
Yeah, it should have a mix.
In terms of, let me say, if it's a family dynamic you're doing.
Well, no, yeah, no.
Now that is the thing.
Yeah.
If the family is Indian,
Yeah.
who would be black in that family, dog?
Yeah.
Unless it's a Douglas family. But you
Exactly.
know it have Indian and Afro families, and sometimes they don't mix.
Yep.
They don't.
Most times they don't mix.
Right? Yeah. We're keeping it real. You understand? So I wouldn't bet out if a movie in Trinidad and we ain't had no leading black person anything. I was like, we go have support, yes. If the
No.
movie is based on an Indian family, I not go and bend out. Yes, you go have black people in the periphery and in the support. But if the story is about this, so you're trying to say you had to put in a black person there just so that you can satisfy people.
To be honest, we could.
Mm-hmm.
Let me find it because Marsha Montana was in that movie.
Yeah, I know you was going to go right there.
Right,
I know
right,
you was
so-
going to go there.
Right. So they used the. So you would have done the movie with well, I don't know if she's in Trinidadian, but alright. So I guess it probably had some Bollywood people over there, right? Which speaks to the heights, right? In that,
Mhm.
okay, you're doing a movie in Trinidad.
Mhm.
And again, why wouldn't they pick a Trinidadian actress to play the role? Because probably
Right,
she
right.
was the best person to do it. Have no experience.
Mhm.
Right? So,
Mhm. I see what you did there.
yeah. So, not saying that Trinidad doesn't have any good actresses or actors, but if you're putting money into a production,
You what the
you want to
best.
make back some money. You
What the
understand? You don't
best.
know exactly. So, it's always a funny conversation to have when people aren't represented, right? Again, if
And then
it's a-
and then watch this as well. If you see my screen, his budget was 55 million and end up making
Right.
15.7, which is
wow,
a huge
so
loss.
they flopped.
Yeah, it was a
So,
flop.
Yeah, and this is with them picking the best. Well,
Picking the
well,
best, the so-called
we-
best. Yeah.
we assuming here, right?
Mhm.
They picked the best.
Yeah.
Right? So the movie flopped. That's a flop. So it's like, it can try and cut it however you want to, try to make it look song bad or good or whatever, but at the end of the day, people try to pick the best.
Mhm.
Right? In this society, in the world now, everybody trying to do things based on, well, virtue signaling,
Mhm.
nothing based on merit. It's just, okay, well, this person black, we should hire them. and it's always okay to race swap or gender swap when it's a male or a white
Or redhead.
right? Yeah, once it's a POC, they gotta leave it, right? So which is a big double standard they are setting. Alright, so hey, again, if a Latin ex person wanted to make the movie or no to finance it, sure, bring in all the what was the title, and that title alone in itself is so too much adjectives, black skin Afro Latino ex.
I mean, you gotta
That
look
is
for specific people.
yeah,
Yeah, to fit
yeah,
that
you
specific you're
you
looking for.
limiting and you're looking from this certain sample size, and from that sample size, are there good actors or actresses, or if you're looking for dancers, to less extras, sure, extras is one thing, but quality actors, no, so you're gonna pick somebody who might be a potential, who might be good, but at the end of the day, it is a risk, and it's about money. Some people might say, okay, they didn't make the money that they wanted to make it, but yeah, that's higher, and best you had higher a nobody. But then if you had higher an unknown, you might not make any money whatsoever. So it's all about risk.
So now that is where I would like that, as I make the example, if it is the family is an Indian family that you make a film in Trinidad and Tobago, let you say with Indian, let you say is in Mova, Lavantil, Afro Trinidadian family, it wouldn't have
as much, no?
as
Yeah.
much support in terms of Indian people, right?
Yeah.
If the
Of
family
course,
in Washington
we
Heights
want
is a lighter skin family,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
what would you expect? Yes, you would have Afro Latino around. Nobody, anything is, and it have Afro Latinos around in the movie. Nobody is saying it didn't have any, but you are specifically looking for a lead to be. So, what kind of lead you looking for then?
Mm.
What kind of lead?
Yeah.
Is it like a friend of a friend, a cousin? What, like who? I don't know. I don't know. This lady seemed like she
Diversity
came
that is
with
within
she came
the
in with a
Latinx
little bit of
community
malice state
in
of
a
like
way that we haven't been
was
able
like
to
you
see on
was
screen
looking.
because so many
Oh,
times
no,
Them
she,
those actors
in
look
one particular
uncomfortable
way,
when
since we get
I was
so
talking
no,
little
about
yeah,
this
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Man.
yeah. If
everyone
you watch
wants
from
to
the
Just
two on top,
watching.
the
one
demonstrate
story because it's all
why
I'd
am I
have
here,
hush.
I think it's
Yeah, I'd have
important
hush my mouth.
to note though
right?
that
Sorry, but
in
is
the
she a black
audition
Latina?
process, which
The
was a
lady who
long
asked him
audition
all the
process,
Yeah, apparently yes.
there were a
Yeah.
lot of Afro Latinos there,
Alright.
a lot of darker skinned
Well,
people,
if
and
she
I
has some
think
money,
they
make
were
her own
looking for
mix
just the right
bankroll,
people
the
for
own,
roles
the
To
own,
me,
personality
it's like that is it. They just
that
want
each
everything
character
represented all the
in
time,
the
all
fullest
the
extent.
if you
time,
have the
and that
money,
is why
if you-
Rita Moreno initial thing was like, "Hey, it's like, yes, we hear you, and we will do better, but right now, this is the movie.
yeah,
This
that's
movie will
the-
always exist. It you can't do anything about that now. It's there, And the next one, as I said, they will might make the leading woman. They will make her into Afro Latina and make the man the same white passing one. If that's what they're looking for, and I think that's what they want, or the man to be an Afro Latino. I think that's what they're looking for. To be honest with you. Right?
I guess
They'll get all representation, and it would flop the same way.
But you
As
want
I
to
say,
make-
the best way to end this is basically, would you feel offended if a movie based in Trinidad and Tobago didn't have any lead Afro Trinidadian in it? Would you feel offended?
Would I be offended personally?
Personally, yeah.
No, sad to say, I don't watch the movie, so I wouldn't care. Sorry. Just say, I be really there.
Mhm.
Right, but I watched, as I said, I watched the Bazodi. It was whatever it was, and it was not any qualms about it.
But
And again, it depends on, as you say, if the movie is taking part, if the movie is based in Superior. No, I wouldn't be any type of way.
And the reasoning behind you not being personally offended by that is because
It's because I was brought up in a different generation. Simple as that. Simple as that. You know, this generation now is being taught to care about everything that is happening, everything, and you have to have equality and that, and the world doesn't work like that. So everybody is carrying a bigger burden on their back, and every little thing triggers them, and they do this and that, and this doesn't represent this person, and so that, and up and down. So yeah, me personally, no, I wouldn't be offended. I'd just be like, hey, good for them, and call out George. You know, it really has nothing to do. I can't change anything. You know, I don't want to do any GoFundMe or petition or to make a next movie. Again, who's going to bankroll it?
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, well said.